Maybe we can help restore this little place because it's been a godsend for people.
Right now at 5, fire rips through a community staple in a southwest side neighborhood. Tonight we turn to the people who are pulling together through this disaster at an Indianapolis church.
The snow started melting today. I'll let you know if that warming trend is going to continue into Christmas.
New problems along the red line, and the damage all started because of the snow.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Good evening here at 5. I'm Mark Mullins.
And I'm Amanda Starantino. First tonight, a destructive tragedy at a southwest side church. Everything inside went up in flames when the building caught fire unexpectedly late last night.
As RTV6's Stephanie Wade explains, this isn't the only devastating setback impacting this community tonight.
Overnight, this church on the southwest side caught fire. You can still see some of the damage here behind me. Neighbors say this is a staple in the community, and even worse, there were Christmas presents wrapped and waiting for families to pick up at the time.
When I seen the flashing lights last night, and it was just unbearable to see.
At least $100,000 in damage and Christmas for dozens of families now in ruins. The Church of the Lord Jesus Christ near Miller and Cappus Road and everything with it went up in flames Wednesday night. The church feeds about 100 families every 2 weeks through their food pantry. Everything that was inside their refrigerators and freezers now also gone. But sadly, this is just one of the recent events that's challenged their faith. The church's assistant pastor, Chris Smith, was killed just 2 weeks ago in a shooting at Jake's Pub, celebrating his bachelor party.
It was just putting pieces back together, and then this tragedy just happens to us. It's just a shame that for it all to be gone or just even postponed, because there's a lot of families out here that's in need.
Neighbors and church members saying they're going to pull together and try to restore a place that means so much to the community. Working for you, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
And if you would like to help, possibly make donations or volunteer to help repair damages to the church, reach out to us at workingforyou@rtv6.com, and we will put you in contact with the church. We're also following a developing story from Delaware County where an overnight fire claimed the lives of 3 people. The fire broke out around 1:30 this morning at a home in the 3900 block of North 800 West. The coroner initially said 1 person was found dead in the home after the fire was put out, but 2 additional bodies were later found by investigators. The coroner said they are 2 females and a male, but their identities and ages have not been released. The state fire marshal is investigating.
Sentencing is set for next month for a man who led Metro Police on a high-speed chase, which ended with a crash and his passenger's death. A Marion County jury convicted Matthew Goode of resisting law enforcement causing death. In August of 2018, IMPD officers attempted a traffic stop on a vehicle that was reported stolen. Goode sped off and led officers on a 4-mile chase on the south side. It ended on South Meridian Street where he crashed into a tree. His passenger, Tracy Sears, was pronounced dead at the scene. Sentencing is set for January 16th. Prosecutors have dismissed a felony criminal charge against a Tri-West High School student who was charged last month with sexual misconduct with a minor. Hendricks County prosecutors dismissed the charge against Zachary Johns just a month after they filed the charge. Johns' attorney says they believe strongly that the allegations did not rise to the level of being criminal, and after looking into the matter further, the state agreed that Johns had not engaged in any criminal act. Johns was 18 and the female was 15 when the alleged assault happened. RTV6 is working for you, raising awareness about an Indianapolis pastor's need to find a bone marrow donor. Just yesterday, we told you about Pastor Avery Bush. He's battling leukemia due to a genetic abnormality. Well, there's a chance the cancer will keep coming back if he doesn't find a bone marrow match. Since our reports yesterday, this story has been shared online thousands of times, and 58 people have already joined the registry in hopes of helping the pastor. And just a reminder, Friendship Missionary Baptist Church on the city's west side will hold a bone marrow registry drive from 2 to 5 Saturday. Sunday, make that correction there. That's 2 to 5 p.m. on Sunday. The church is at 1301 North Goodlet Avenue. Find out how to help, even if you can't make the drive, when you read this story on theindychannel.com.
Sunny, beautiful, freezing.
Yeah, still cold out there, but the sunshine makes a big difference this time of year, and that sunshine means we can actually see our snow from space. Let's take you to the satellite image here, and now that we don't have any clouds obscuring the view, all that bright white you can see, that's the snow stretching across central Indiana. Pretty cool view there, and even as you look into Illinois especially, you can see some of the waterways that are cut out here. Now, I did back this up to 2 o'clock this afternoon because we're using the visible satellite, which requires that sunlight. More traditional view for you now shows you that everything is nice and quiet here across central Indiana and going to stay that way really for the next several days. The sun's starting to set, and we've still got plenty of snow out there that will continue to melt. We did a little bit of that today, though, with temperatures topping the freezing mark. 35 still in Indianapolis, 31 for you in Kokomo, and close to 40 degrees right now in the Bloomington area. The warming trend has started after that very cold morning. Temperatures are about 10 to 15 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. Out there this evening, yeah, you're still going to need to layer up. We've got clear skies, and those temperatures will be sliding back into the middle 20s by 11 o'clock. Coming up, we'll talk about more cold nights, but some warmer afternoons, and look ahead to your Christmas forecast.
It's like an early Christmas present from the state. The Indiana Department of Transportation declares the 2019 construction season over in the Indy metro area. INDOT says it invested more than $140 million to improve interstates and reduce the number of future potholes in the Indianapolis area. From April to December, contractors resurfaced or repaired 486 lane miles. INDOT also rehabbed 45 bridges in the Indy area. Now you get a reprieve for a few months. Look for the 2020 construction season to get underway the end of March or April, depending on the weather. And a new median problem is emerging along the Indigo Red Line. RTV6 noticed damaged medians on Meridian Street near the Ivy Tech main campus. They took quite a beating after 2 rounds of snow this past week. Indigo's confirms that the damage was caused by snowplows trying to clear Meridian Street. A replacement plan is being worked on at the same time. The work is almost done in replacing the Red Line medians that were damaged and improperly installed on College Avenue. We are waiting to learn the cost of all the replacements.
It's a program that can change a child's life, but tonight RTV6 is working to help one group that says the need for youth mentors, especially male mentors, is at an all-time high. Megan Sanctorum found out why these mentors are needed and how you can get involved.
It's a waiting list Micah Huber says her son has been on for months.
She just told me basically, there's just not a lot of mentors. I don't have a pool of people to go to even match him.
Her son aged out of other programs, so she's relying on the Hamilton County Youth Assistance Program to line him up with a positive role model.
He's a really good kid. I just think that having someone else in his life would help bring some more, out of him and, so he could really show his full potential.
Turns out she's not the only one waiting. Leaders with the Youth Assistance Program say they currently need about 90 mentors countywide.
It's definitely a growing need, so that number continues to increase, and we continue to just really need male mentors.
This is due today.
Elaine Hildreth has had a mentor for a couple years now.
They help me with a lot of things.
And leaders say the positive outcomes are amazing to see.
The power that one person can have, it can really change a kiddo's trajectory.
Leaders say the time commitment is just 1 hour per week, and mentors can do anything from help with schoolwork to fun after-school activities.
Then we talk, and then just it's pretty fun because then you have somebody to talk to.
And that's exactly what Huber wants for her son.
As a single mom, I can do a lot, but I can't be a male role model. I can't do that for him. I would if I could, but I can't.
So she's hoping that by sharing her story, she can encourage potential mentors to sign up.
It just doesn't take a lot of time just to be, that phone call away or a text away or, a good luck on your finals text, type deal to make a kid's day.
If you care about kids, there's no other requirement. Just show up, and it's amazing the impact that you can make.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
And we will have more information about becoming a mentor on our website, theindychannel.com, and on the RTV6 app.
Still ahead at 5:30 on RTV6, it's a problem that carries a deadly risk. Now we are examining whether laws are strong enough to fight against drunk driving. How Indiana fares in the rankings on the Now Indy.
But first here at 5, a toy that could be under your Christmas tree is stirring up quite the debate on social media, the criticism and the praise.
We've got plenty of cold out there across central Indiana right now, but we're about to change things up a little bit. We're talking about a warming trend for the end of the year. We'll talk more about that and when highs will get back in the 40s and even some 50s. You're watching RTV6 News at 5.
plpower.com/ways to save.
A reminder that temporary visitor restrictions take effect tomorrow at all Marion County hospitals to decrease the spread of the flu. The temporary restrictions mean no visitors with flu symptoms and no visitors under the age of 18. Visitors will be limited to immediate family as identified by the patient. This is all to stop the spread of the flu and to protect other patients. Now that the president has been impeached in the House, it's up to the Senate to determine removal. But it's unclear tonight when they will get those articles of impeachment. ABC's Serena Marshall is in Washington with what happens next.
A new battle over impeachment. When will the articles be sent to the Senate?
When they wrote the Constitution, they suspected that there could be a rogue president. I don't think they suspected that we could have a rogue president and a rogue leader in the Senate at the same time.
The move came after Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said last week he was working in total coordination with the White House. And this week on the Senate floor said he was not an impartial juror.
They said impeachment was so urgent that it could not even wait for due process, but now they're content to sit on their hands.
It all followed Wednesday's historic House vote, impeaching a president for only the third time in U.S. history.
Article 1 is adopted.
The charges, abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. Democrats say President Trump's actions left them no choice. They accuse him of inviting foreign interference into the 2020 election by pressuring Ukraine to investigate one of his chief political rivals, former Vice President Joe Biden. Then blocking witnesses with direct knowledge of what happened with Ukraine from testifying in the impeachment hearings. The vote mostly along party lines, with not a single Republican voting to impeach the president.
Well, I don't feel like I'm being impeached because it's a hoax, it's a setup, it's a horrible thing they did. They happened to have a small majority, and they took that small majority and they forced people.
But today, Pelosi saying,
I have a spring in my step because of the moral courage of our caucus.
January 6th was the expected start date of the Senate trial, but that date is now in jeopardy as Senate Republicans and Democrats continue to negotiate the terms of the trial. Really, though, the ball is in Speaker Pelosi's court on when she sends those articles of impeachment over. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
Well, are you buying any artwork this holiday season? Maybe a coffee mug or a T-shirt with an original image on it? Consumer reporter John Mattery shows you why you need to be on the lookout for counterfeits so you don't waste your money.
The holiday season is a great time for craftspeople and artists who make their best profits of the year selling their work. But more and more are finding someone else is selling it and stealing their profits. Jamie Morath is a folk artist, a Norman Rockwell for the 21st century, who creates whimsical sketches of cats and dogs with her pencil and paint.
I see a lot of pictures of a bathtub and pets around the bath.
Just everyday inspiration of different things that cats and dogs do.
Pet lovers across the world are snapping up her prints on Facebook and Etsy.
I've sold to all 50 states.
But a friend recently gave her some bad news. Someone was stealing her artwork, like this picture, and reselling it without her permission.
Somebody took my image and was selling them on T-shirts.
You would think that shutting down counterfeiters would be fairly easy. Either send them a letter or email, or have a lawyer send them a letter and tell them to stop. Problem is, these counterfeiters aren't local.
It was a company from China that was using my work to sell on their T-shirts.
So she now puts watermarks of her name on the pictures, but husband Sean says thieves have even photoshopped out her name.
You put watermarks, copyright symbols, and everything, but today's technology, they can easily be erased off online.
Online art theft is epidemic. Etsy now recommends that artists post photos of your work on the wall or in a frame. Incorporate your name into the image and post only low-pixel, grainy versions online.
It's disappointing because, you know, artists work hard.
Jamie says she may have to get lawyers involved if online thieves keep stealing her pets.
So if you're buying some crafts or art this holiday season, try to make sure you're not buying a counterfeit so you don't waste your money. Working for you, I'm John Mattery for RTV6.
Toy maker FisherPrice is getting unwanted social media attention. Did you get this playset for your child for Christmas? Well, It's stirring up a lot of debate online. It's called FisherPrice's Snacks for Two Charcuterie or Meat and Cheese Board. The 15-piece set includes fake marble plates, a wood-accented cutting board, and real fabric napkins. Now, there are also faux snacks of salami, cheese, pull-apart grapes, and crackers. Some people are attacking the toy set for being too snooty and too hipsterish and too highbrow. But others are defending it, calling it cute and something they would like to have for their kids or as kids. So tell us, what do you think about that?
Interesting.
I just learned a new word.
Charcuterie?
At least you had to say it. I didn't have to say it. All right, well, we all enjoyed some sunshine out there.
We really
today.
did. Yeah,
it was a nice change. And we're going to see a lot more of that here over the next several days, and eventually a warm-up. That's what we're waiting on. Even with that sunshine, that southwest breeze kept a chill in the air. Our temperature right now, 35 degrees, but that southwest wind at 10 miles per hour makes it feel like 27 degrees here. In most spots, we have wind chills in the 20s. Exception there, Bloomington feels like 33, with your temperature nearly at 40 degrees right now. It's 33 in Muncie, and it feels like 23 in the Peru area. Temperatures with clear skies tonight, they'll be falling back through the 20s here as we go over the next 12 hours. So temperatures are going to be cold again tomorrow morning, but not as cold as what we had to deal with earlier today, with single-digit numbers to start off our Thursday. Upper teens and lower 20s, 17 in Terre Haute, 20 degrees in the city, and 18 degrees for you in Richmond. We will be watching out for the potential of a little bit of patchy freezing fog developing overnight. So we'll keep updates on social media and the IndyChannel.com and the RTV6 app for you as that may develop. As we look at TrueCast throughout our Friday, not a whole lot changes outside of the clock here. We notice as we get into the evening hours, a few more clouds will spread in from the west, but we're not looking at any precipitation associated with that. We go throughout the day, and temperatures continue their gradual warming trend here as we get into the upper 30s. So once again, we're going to be melting more of that snow, and where you have less of it on the ground, look at the result. Temperatures tomorrow afternoon, 46 in Bloomington, 44 in Columbus. We'll be in the upper 30s, most areas though, 37 in Muncie and 38 degrees in Lafayette. And then the weekend looking really nice here. If you've got some plans, whether it be traveling or doing some shopping, we're going to be dry, mostly sunny skies here, and highs are going to get into the lower and middle 40s. So we continue the warming trend, and numbers are actually going to be above average. We're going to kick the cold out of here, and as we go into next week, really looking pretty good. Our average high is in the upper 30s. We'll be about 10 degrees warmer than that by Monday. So once we start to really melt away that snow, temperatures will be able to take off close to 50 on Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day right now looks like we're going to be in the upper 40s. Just an isolated chance for a shower there as we go late in the day on Wednesday. 7-day planning forecast as we put it all together for you. There's the warming trend. Now, the overnights are still going to be on the cold side. We've got lows in the 20s, but it's the afternoons that are going to feel better, especially once we combine 40s with quite a bit of sunshine coming our way. There you go on Christmas Day. That spotty shower chance at this point brings in slightly cooler air on Thursday, but we're still talking about temperatures for highs at or above average the next 7 days.
Way above average, it seems like, at this time of year.
Yeah, that snow is going bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, Kyle, for that.
Well, are you or your kids stressed with the number of likes you get on Instagram? The changes the company is starting to make that could improve your well-being.
Days from 4:30 to 7.
Hello to you. I'm Julie Grant with Court TV, and we are covering a heartbreaking case out of the state of Iowa where prosecutors say a 21-year-old mother murdered her infant son. Baby Sterling Cohen was only 4 months old when he was found dead in his baby swing. Prosecutors say that his parents starved and neglected the baby boy so badly that the medical examiner found maggots crawling all over his body. Police charging his parents, Cheyenne Harris and Zachary Cohen, with murder and child endangerment. Harris certainly let the tears flow in the courtroom. But how did she act during her police interview? What did she have to say about the horrific death of her baby? We will have that for you today. And the police officer who was in charge of the investigation and interviewed both Harris and Cohen will be testifying, along with others who were directly involved in this awful case. If convicted, Harris faces life in prison. As always, you can count on Court TV for gavel-to-gavel coverage. I'm Julie Grant. Now back to you in the studio.
Well, you may have heard that Instagram is starting to hide likes from posts you make.
And it's supposed to be a way to reduce your stress and anxiety about sharing parts of your life on social media. Research shows Instagram does have an impact on young people's mental health. One study names Instagram as the worst social media network for mental health and well-being. The photo-based platform was associated with high levels of anxiety, depression, bullying, and fear of missing out. The company has been doing a slow rollout of changing the way likes are seen on the platform. Only some users in the U.S. have been impacted by the change so far. Users can still see their own likes, but won't be able to see the amount of likes on other users' content. A clinical psychologist at IU Health says the reason young people are so concerned with likes is because of how it makes them feel.
And it's actually rewarding in the brain. It actually hits the same reward center in the brain as cocaine, actually, and drugs. It's very rewarding. We're actually wired to really connect and feel like we fit in.
In turn, when a post does not receive a lot of likes, the user can feel a sense of rejection. The feeling hits the same neural pathways in the brain as physical pain.
All new at 6 p.m. While the city of Indianapolis looks for ways to reduce homelessness, one local couple is getting out in the community to make sure change happens. How everyone can make a difference this holiday season.
But first on the Now, Indy, an Indiana woman knits dozens and dozens of tiny gifts for newborns themed around the power of the Force. This cute and heartwarming story is next. You're watching RTV6.